Hey guys, and welcome back to an interactive horror story where we're going to be trying the Crystal Skull. Who knows? It could be Indiana Jones, it could be any other. Oh, it's a little crystal skull. Okay. You're a king who is loved by his people. You have a serious problem though. Your only child, Juliana, has an incurable disease and she's dying. You hear about a crystal skull which can cure illnesses and let people have visions. It's brought to you to your palace from the continent of America. But your man warns you that the skull might be cursed. Will the crystal skull bring health to the princess, or doom? The crystal skull. Being a king is hard. Being a good king is even harder. You know this well as the sole ruler of the European kingdom in the age when America was discovered. It has been 25 years since you ascended the throne. Your subjects are content with your rule. Your country is in peace and the people are wealthy. But there is something wrong with your life. Well, I am the person who is wrong with my life. Who knew, right? Your daughter, Juliana, is ill. Well, that's not, like, your fault, so, don't be too hard on yourself, man. She's only 18 years old and she has an illness that nobody could cure. The princess is dying and she is your only child and the heir to the throne. Every doctor you could find tried to cure her. You have tried almost everything. Almost. You've been informed about a miraculous artifact unearthed in the continent of America. It's a human skull made of a crystal. It amazes the scholars because no method is known to crave up such an excellent shape of a skull out of crystal. This skull doesn't belong to the world that you know, but to an ancient civilization that has been lost. But what amazes the scholars is not just the impossible creation. The skull is also told to bring miracles to whom touches it with their bare hands. Some people tell it that they saw visions from the future. Some tell you that they saw how humans' race was originated. And some tell that the skull can cure their illnesses. Those couldn't be cured with the medication available to your era. Naturally, you ordered your best man to bring the miraculous skull to the place. Yeah, your best man. He's been the best man in his whole time. It's midnight now. You are in Julian's chamber. She's lying in her bed, holding your hand as you sit by her bed. No candles are lit inside. Full moon enlightens the princess's chambers, shining on her long blonde hair and blue eyes. She is too weak. Her skin is pale. She has under eye bags, showing her illness. She's a vampire? She's most definitely a vampire. Baggy eyes, pale skin, in bed all the time. She's a full moon. She could be a vampire werewolf hybrid. You never know, man. You never know. You already suffered the loss of your wife 10 years ago. Now you can't stand seeing your only daughter slowly die. Juliana asks you with a soft voice, "Father, am I going to die?" "I won't allow that!" She smiles. "I know, Father. You're a mighty king. I know that you'll do the best for your subjects and me." The door chamber is knocked. The servants generally don't disturb the royal family members at night, so it must be something important. Maybe it's the other vampires. Who knows, right? A brunette boy, one of your servants, gets inside the chamber with politeness. He looks at you and says, "Your Majesty, the artifact has been brought." It has done been brought, guys. It had done been brought. You've been waiting for this moment for a long time. Daughter, very important. She brings her hand to her pale lips and kisses it. Then you leave Juliana alone in her chamber. At the exit of Juliana's chamber, you see Sir William. Shakespeare? Huh? Is that Shakespeare? It's definitely Shakespeare. It's basically Hamlet, isn't it? Yeah, it's definitely Hamlet. One of the knights, those who were appointed with the task of bringing the ancient skull. He's a strong man with black hair and a round beard. Yep, Shakespeare. That's the definition of Shakespeare. He wears gloves and holds a bag. "Your Majesty," he says, and kneels before you. Sir William follows you as you walk to your study chamber. The chamber is well lit with silver candelabrum. All the furniture are classy. It is a king study room after all. Oh yeah, no, I'm classy as hell. No one's more classier than the king. Only the king's allowed to be classy. There's only one chair, and it's for you. You sit on it. Sir William stands by you and slowly pulls the artifact from his bag. You push the books on the study desk to open space for the artifact. Here it is, he says, and gently places the crystal skull on the study desk. The skull is truly a masterpiece. If it's crafted by humans, all the details of a human skull are imprinted with care on the raw crystal. Lights coming from the candles are refracted inside the crystal, gaining various colors of the rainbow. Yep, nope. Evil crystal. Evil crystal. It's magnificent, but you sense something sinister. Yep. Something that doesn't belong to the world. Exactly. Gotta make sure first. Did your knights touch this skull? Yes, we did touch the skull with our bare hands. We all had visions. We took glances from our futures. Some of us saw how they will die. Some of us saw our grandchildren. He continues, but maybe we shouldn't have touched the skull. The day we were about to leave, a native man came to us. He looked like a chief of his tribe. He knew little of our language, but he shouted some words that we could understand. Cursed! No touch! No, you don't touch this! Imagine just someone running at you and saying, Cursed, don't touch. That would be the most awkward experience ever. So we haven't touched the skull with our bare hands again. I know that our princess needs to find a cure. I also know that we received a reliable information about the magical powers of the skull. When it comes to incurable diseases. But your majesty, I have a very bad feeling about this skull. I believe that the wise decision is to throw this skull to the sea. You know what? I'm going the good route here, so we're just gonna go with that. I am glad that you agree with me, Your Majesty. Is there something going on between the Majesty with the King and the with William? Something's definitely something. There's a spark here. Something tells me that there's some hidden action going on. So we packed the crystal skull back into the bag. You took it outside to the palace and then get on your horse and ride to the docks. When you reach the docks, Sir William finds stones and fills the bag with it. Then he throws the bag. Your only hope for it curing Juliana is at the bottom of the dark sea. I know how hard it must be, but maybe this is the best for us all. You hope that he's right. 3 endings. Ooh. I'm curious now. Okay. The knight sighs, as you wish, Your Majesty. But if you're gonna to bring the skull to her, I wish you would wear gloves. Sure, wear the gloves. You look for gloves around the study chamber. Sir William pulled his own gloves off. I think you wish Juliana to touch the skull as soon as possible. Let's not wait for your servants to find your gloves, he says and gives you to them. You wear the gloves and yep, no, there's definitely something happening here. William's giving his gloves to the king. Very intimate stuff here. Wear the gloves and hold the crystal skull with your covered hands. You thank Sir William for his services and let him go. You carry the skull to Juliana's chambers. You enter her chamber and see that she hasn't slept yet. She rises up, sits on her bed. She looks at the skull in awe. It looks marvelous and scary. You approach Juliana and let her touch the skull. As Juliana touches the skull, she closes her eyes and doesn't react to anything in the external world. You understand that she's having a vision. Yeah, I know how it is. Yeah, I know how a vision works because I've had one, definitely. After 10 seconds, she opens her eyes with a gasp. I saw things. I don't know how to describe them. They were pitch black creatures, so ugly. Their eyes, they were red flames, and they all stared at me. She starts to cry. Please, keep this thing away from me. Please, I don't want to be alone. So you decide to keep the skull in your study room and let your daughter sleep. After this tiring day, you go to your chamber. There are no guards at the door. You just trust everybody in the palace. You are a loved king. That statement makes me doubt it. Yeah, kind of suspicious there. The furniture is luxurious in this chamber too. Take a glance at your reflection in the mirror. Examine myself. Why, I'm the best king of the land. You take pride in how you look. You're a middle-aged man, but you still look as handsome as you were young. Your looks are an important factor that makes you a charismatic leader. Besides being fair and wise. Yeah, no, looks over everything, am I right, guys? No, being fair and wise is much definitely better. It helps with burning down civilizations, taking over other civilizations, and also killing civilizations. Yeah, very, 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 very important. You wear your nightgown and get into your bed. It is a bed for two people, but you haven't slept with anyone since your wife passed away. You have a secret that you keep from everyone. Sometimes you hug the second pillow in your bed, as if it was someone you love. You do this since your childhood. Nobody needs to know. You know, when you were a child, you shared everything. And when you're an adult, you share nothing. And yes, this is something very embarrassing. You should never do this. Hugging pillows are for the weak. It doesn't take long for you to fall asleep. Father. You wake up to Juliana's voice. She gently holds your shoulder. You look at her. She has a happy smile on her face. Her skin is not pale, but saturated with life. She no longer has bags under her eyes. I feel wonderful. She takes a few steps back and starts dancing. You laugh with happiness, stand up and hug her. Juliana walks into the quarters of the palace, dancing and laughing. You and the people of the palace are very happy to see her this way. She used to be like a ghost before. You plan a feast and invite all the lords of the kingdom. A few days later, every lord arrives to the capital city to celebrate the health of the princess. At the feast, Juliana is the center of everybody's attention. She talks with everyone joyfully, makes jokes, makes people laugh. When the feast is over and it's midnight, everybody goes to the chambers reserved for them. You accompany Juliana to her chambers. You put a kiss on her forehead before letting her sleep. And then you sleep. You wake up to the sound of the knocking on your chamber doors at night. You wonder what dared to wake you up. Juliana's dead, isn't she? Brunette boy about the skull. I'm sorry, Your Majesty. I'm deeply sorry for disturbing you at this hour, but there's something wrong. There are laughing sounds coming from the princess's chamber, and it's her voice, but it doesn't sound normal. Yeah, no, she's possessed. Oh no, she is possessed. She's the devil now. You walk to Juliana's chambers like the servant said. Hysterical laughter has come from inside. You decide to enter. You see Juliana at the balcony of her chamber facing back at you. She laughs under the pale moon. You approach her and put your hand on her shoulder. She turns back at you. Her face is normal, smiling. Just when you were going to ask if she's okay, she responds, I know it looks funny, Father, but I'm fine. Please leave me alone, she says. She stops laughing, gets in her bed with a smile on her face. You decide to leave her alone and you go back to your chamber. Nope, she's possessed. Nope, you're pulling all the cards here. Get your guards, get all the maids, get everyone. Get her in that room. Point all pikes, swords, lances, everything at her. You need to. She needs maximum security right now. You can't sleep. You feel something wrong. So wrong. The door of your chamber opens. There's only one person who's allowed to enter without knocking on the king's door. So you understand that it's Juliana who entered. Like you guessed, you see your daughter's silhouette. She closes the door and approaches you with the smile on her face. She's gonna stab me. Yeah, no, she's gonna stab me. She leans down to you, gently pulls the other pillow that you don't use. Juliana is dead, she says, pushing the pillow on your face. You struggle, but whoever or whatever is trying to kill you is too strong. The king is dead. Long live the king, she shouts. Why is your own daughter committing patricide or / regicide and referring to herself as king rather than the queen? That doesn't make sense at all. That is the end of your reign and life. Huh. So that was interesting. So I'm guessing that the last version of the ending is oh, okay. She sighs. It is so sad. I'm a princess with ambitions to become a ruler, and it's certainly not about being a personal gain. I want to continue what you do. I want to be a fair ruler and make our people happy. But I think this is life. Death conquers us all. All right. So yeah, as I was saying, I think that the last ending is when you touch the skull, As you're about to touch the skull, Sir William holds your hand and prevents you from touching the skull. Your Majesty, I think I need to tell you something before you touch the skull. Yeah, so he says that. Oh. Alright, so we're gonna. Wait, no, no, god damn it. Wait, let me get there. Let me get back there, guys. Alright, you ignore the knight, touch the skull with her bare hands, and instantly find yourself in a vision. In your vision, you are in the middle of a ritual. There are about 100 naked humans around you. Oh, the king's into some really stuffy stuff. Forming a circle whose center is you. They're all prostrating themselves, worshiping you. I don't think that's what prostrating is, but sure. Let's just go with it. It's nighttime. The plain area is enlightened with torches and stars. You see a step pyramid nearby. It is made of huge stone blocks. You realize that you are the crystal skull. You can't see yourself, but you are completely aware of what you are. Those naked people are worshipping you, the crystal skull. Well, the crystal skull's into some really weird stuff, let me tell you. The vision changes. Now it's not night, morning. It is raining like hell. There is a huge flood. Unclothed, red skinned humans scream and get drowned because of the disastrous torrent. And you, as a skull, drift away. You open your eyes and turn back to who you really are. The good king, Sir William, looks at you. You tell him what you have seen in your vision. The skull is mysterious, I can't understand it. I hope it doesn't bring harm to you or the princess, he says. Nothing happens. Oh, does she hold the skull, rub her hand around it? Nothing happens. Is something supposed to happen? She asks. Then give the skull back. Then she continues. Let's wait for tomorrow morning. Maybe it shows its effect then. So you decide to leave Juliana alone in her sleep, and the skull is staying in the study chamber. After the tiring thing. Oh, I'm gonna look at the reflection. Is there nothing in the reflection? Okay. In your bed is a bed, secret pillow thing. You wake up in the morning, something is wrong, you can't move your arms. And not only your arms, you can't move any part of your body, you're paralyzed. Then you suddenly see your body start to move involuntarily. Stands up without your consent, your feet bring you to the mirror. You see your face in the mirror. You are terrified, but there is a grin on your face. You're no longer in control of your body. You're merely a bystander of what it does. It brings you to the throne room with confident steps. Soldiers salute you. Hey, don't shame it. As you enter, it sits on the throne and shouts with your voice, "Bring me my daughter!" You watch guards accompany Juliana as she comes into your presence, and it shouts, "I don't want her to suffer anymore, kill her." Juliana is shocked. What? Father? Wait, what the fuck? She is not the only surprised one in the room. Everyone's shocked, and you shout, "Execute her." But your screams are heard inside the head of the king, gets on the knees, and cry in despair, but it's in vain. Two black masked decapitators come to your presence. One holds the crying blonde girl, the other holds a sword. Oh, okay. Head falls down and rolls to the throne, full of blood. Continues to control your body. You mourn for your daughter inside your body that once belonged to you. You watch it rule your country with an iron fist. It orders all churches to be burnt and priests to be hung. Of course, your people uprise against the new king. It suppresses their revolt with violence. Anyone who stood against the king is tortured. Eyes are poked, skins are flayed. The God King declares war against other countries. It doesn't take long for other countries to form an alliance against the God King. Well, I mean, he is strong, I'll give him that. In a fateful battle in your capital, the God King loses his horse. The evil king gets killed while desperately searching for a horse. This is how your soul finally breaks free to heaven and sees your family once again. Oh, that's wholesome. I mean, at least it was wholesome, right? Okay, that was interesting. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time. Goodbye.